What's going on, guys? Cultimush back at it with another video. In this video, we'll be taking a look at my most anticipated game of the year. Of course, that is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. If you guys have been following my channel for the last couple of weeks, you know that I'm absolutely stoked for this game. I loved The Witcher 1, I absolutely loved The Witcher 2, and now finally we get to play The Witcher 3 in just a few days. But in this video, I'm going to be looking at the system requirements for Witcher 3 and what parts you need to run this game. So starting things off with the minimum CPU requirements, you're looking at an Intel Core i5-2500K or an AMD Phenom 2 X4940. Now if you guys know anything about these two CPUs, you know that they're on two completely different levels as far as performance goes. But what's the one thing these two CPUs have in common? They're both quad cores. Pretty much what CD Projekt RED is telling you guys is that if you have a dual core, if you have a Core i3, a Pentium, it's going to be really hard to run this game, or there might be even a chance that it won't even run at all, which is a complete shame, but hey, we've known for a while that games are going to move to the quad-core architecture, so it's not really that much of a surprise. But if you have a Core i5-2500K, expect to get a lot more performance than those that have a Phenom 2 X4. The only thing similar about them, like I said, is that they're quad-core CPUs, and it looks like quad-core is going to be a minimum requirement. For recommended CPU requirements, you're looking at an Intel Core i7-3770 3.4 GHz or an AMD FX 8350 4 GHz. Now it looks like The Witcher 3 is actually going to be one of those few games that takes advantage of more than 4 cores. The FX 8350 is an 8-core CPU, and the Intel Core i7-3770 is a quad-core CPU, but it also has hyper-threading, so that adds on an extra 4 virtual cores, so it's pretty much like a mock 8-core CPU, so that's pretty cool to see. I was expecting that, to be honest, a Core i7 and an FX 8350, nothing too shocking there. For system memory, you're looking at minimum requirement of 6 GB and recommended of 8 GB, nothing too surprising there. Typically, you would see 4 GB and 8 GB, but 6 GB and 8 GB isn't that surprising either. Nowadays, since 8 GB of RAM is really cheap to get, I think most people that are building a new gaming PC get at least 8 GB, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem for most of you guys. Now for the part that everyone cares about, the graphics card requirement. For minimum GPU requirement, you're looking at an Nvidia GeForce GTX 660 or an AMD Radeon HD 7870. Now, if you guys remember, around 2 years ago, these were two really popular mid-range video cards, so it's kind of sad to see that, 2 years later, now they've fallen into minimum system requirements, but hey, it's kind of expected with higher-end games like this. They're really demanding. But it's nice to see that the GTX 660 and the 7870 can still play high-end games like this. They're not that old anyway. They released that in, I believe, like mid-2013, so it's not too surprising. For recommended GPU requirement, you're looking at an Nvidia GeForce GTX 770 or an AMD Radeon R9 290. Now, the 770 is actually lower than I would expect. I would have expected something like a 970. But the weird thing about it is that the R9 290 is quite more powerful than the GTX 770. Does this mean that this game is optimized for Nvidia GPUs? Most likely. Nvidia does have a promotion right now where if you buy, I think it's a GTX 970 or a GTX 980, you actually get a copy of Witcher 3 for free. So is Nvidia working hand in hand with CD Projekt RED to work on the optimization for this game? That wouldn't surprise me at all. And one final thing I want to mention is the hard drive space requirement. You're looking at 40 GB. There's also a couple DLC packs coming out, so it'll probably be another couple gigabytes. So, that's not too surprising. Game file sizes have been getting bigger, and honestly, 40 GB isn't that big compared to games like Titanfall and some of the Call of Duty games recently. They've been really big. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Like this video. Comment down below with your requests for future videos. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Peace!